Yeah, I feel like this is a window. I was telling somebody earlier today that time is very important. I think just in terms of how we value time, our relationship with time, God is always He says for everything there's a season. So what that tells us is that there's always a window. Even when Jesus came, he said, now is the time of visitation. In other words, if you miss this window, you miss me. You miss the moment that the Messiah came to earth. If you miss this moment, now is the time of visitation. And the day that you hear his voice, harden not your heart. You see what I mean? The Bible says, and my spirit will not strive with you always, because there was a 120-year window there. So I just think that we have these themes throughout the scriptures that help us to understand that, the events of our lives are time sensitive. And what we do with that time is what is most important. I tell people all the time, we say time heals all wounds. And I tell them not necessarily. What we do within the time that we have is what determines whether or not those wounds will be healed. If I go to counseling, that will determine whether or not those wounds will be healed. Otherwise, I turn out. And the reason why we know that is because we have 60, 70-year-old people that are still bitter, full of anger, full of hatred. That's a key indicator that time in and of itself has no inherent power, but what you do with it is what matters most. And so I've been thinking a lot about just making sure that I maximize this time, make the most of this window. This is a critical window. If I binge watch all day, my favorite Netflix, if I scroll all day, I'm going to miss it. And I don't want to miss it. So